Welcome back to the Suraj Podcast. In the previous episode, we heard how Bidhi Chand passed away along with Sundar Shah Fakir. Chapter 45 now begins describing the pain of separation that Guru Hargobind was experiencing, how he was sadly missing Bidhi Chand, but he wouldn't let this pain and sadness be known to the others. Guru Hargobind kept Bidhi Chand's son always close at hand, Lal Chand, and would comfort him on the passing of his father. He performed the ceremony of tying the dastard of the turban on Lal Chand after the passing of his father, and he gave the utmost respect to Lal Chand, who was extremely pleased by this and continually served the Guru. Lal Chand took on the role that his father had in managing the administration and finances of the Guru's house and meeting with the other community leaders as well, the Masands. One day, Guru Hargobind left his residence to go to a nearby garden to see the vast varieties of beautiful trees and flowers. This garden had a beautiful magnolia champak tree, which had an extraordinary fragrance. There were also Arabian jasmine trees, peach trees, guava trees, mango trees, neem trees, banana trees, burr flower trees, which have these round, ball-like yellow flowers which have a beautiful fragrance, which is used in perfumes. There are also pomegranate trees, apple trees, falsa trees, which have black purplish berries on them, kirni trees, also called Manilkara trees. There are so many trees blossoming with magnificent flowers and fruits of all varieties. Also, there were jackfruit trees and mulberry trees, and so many other trees looking so beautiful in the garden. So with Guru Hargobind was Jodhrai and Vaipanna, Baba Buddha Ji's son. They had tied up their horses at the front of the garden and were now walking through the garden. So Guru Hargobind was staring and admiring the vast amounts of beautiful trees and flowers. He began praising them and saying, "Wow, look at this tree over here. Look how beautiful this tree is. Look how beautiful this flower is, and look at the color of the petals. This would make for a beautiful garland. Look how stunning this flower is. Look how it infatuates the mind." So while Guru Hargobind was in this garden with Bhai Panna and Jodhrai, the young Har Rai was also going to join them, but he was a little further behind. He got to the garden when they were already inside, so he tied up his horse outside the garden and began running inside to catch up to his grandfather Guru Hargobind. He was wearing a Jama, a Persian-style tunic with 100 pleats. It was an extremely fine Jama. He would always wear such a beautiful fine Jama. He would also wear a gorgeous fabric draped over his shoulder. Har Rai looked so beautiful. It was as if he was the root of all beauty itself. So he was running with great speed to catch up to his grandfather, and his Jama was flowing in the air. And as he was running down the path, the bottom of the Jama struck a plant, and the flower of the plant broke clean off. All the while, Har Rai's servant was also running behind him, saw that the flower was broken off. But slowly they reached Guru Hargobind. They all then continued to slowly stroll through the garden. The garden itself had an elegant path made through the garden, made by expert builders. It was on this path that Guru Hargobind and the others were walking on. Under one beautiful tree they saw some shade and decided to sit down. So they put some fabric down and they all sat there and started to praise the garden and this tree. They were talking about all sorts of things while looking at the lovely greenery around them. When they all got up, Guru Hargobind started to walk with his grandson Har Rai. They were slowly walking back through the garden when Guru Hargobind saw the flower on the path broken. When Guru Hargobind was walking through the garden initially, he had saw that very flower and praised it. He now was looking at this broken flower on the path, and he said to everybody there, "I had seen this flower before. Who has now broken this and thrown it on the path? This flower looks so beautiful. It looked like a face which was extremely happy. All of its petals blossomed so marvelously. Now this flower is slowly dying here on the path. The flower looks like it is sad. For what reason was this flower broken? Guru Hargobind then started looking around and asking everybody there if they had known who had broken this flower. Everyone there was quiet, but the servant of Har Rai then responded. He clasped his hands together and said, "The exalted Har Rai was running really fast and his long Jama had struck the flower, which is why it's broken and on the path now." Hearing this, Guru Hargobind responded in a manner to teach the young Har Rai, but responded to the servant, and he said, "Those who wear such a long Jama, why would they not hold it with care, so it doesn't cause any problems when it swings?" The young Har Rai heard this, realized it was for him, and then bowed down to Guru Hargobind. He quickly then grabbed the bottom of his Jama and lifted it up. From that point onward, he held firm to this teaching, that he would always take care with his Jama, making sure it never struck any flowers as he walked. Har Rai held on to this teaching for the rest of his life. Whenever he would walk, he would grab the bottom of his Jama, which had 100 pleats. He would hold it up, making sure it never struck anything. He never forgot the teachings of his grandfather, Guru Hargobind, and he made this an oath that he would always walk with care and hold the bottom of his exquisite Jama. Har Rai made this an oath and was firm on this, just like how Guru Angad performed selfless service for Guru Nanak. So this is referencing a story when Guru Nanak gave the title of Guru to Guru Angad. Guru Nanak bowed down to Guru Angad, who then pulled back to make sure Guru Nanak didn't touch his feet. But Guru Nanak just grazed Guru Angad's toe. So at that moment, Guru Angad cursed his toe out of humility. He lived his life with his pain on his foot, so he would never forget this fault he made in allowing his foot to be touched by Guru Nanak. Even though Guru Angad was all-powerful in every way, he didn't stop this pain and bear this pain as a selfless service for Guru Nanak. In the same way, Guru Amar Das performed selfless service for Guru Angad. One day, Guru Angad was holding the hand of Guru Amar Das as they were walking and chatting. Guru Amar Das, his other arm was gently moving and swaying while they were walking, and at one point, Guru Amar Das's other arm had swung a little in front of Guru Angad. He understood this to be a great sin, thinking that this arm should never go in front of Guru Angad, and that it deserved to be always behind Guru Angad. He was thinking that it would be best if I just chopped this arm off. But in talking with Guru Angad, he realized that Guru Angad did not get angry about this, so he didn't cut the arm off, but he decided that he would never use this arm again, and he held this arm against his chest. This arm then slowly, due to the lack of use, lost its strength and then shriveled. So in this way, Guru Amar Das had made a vow, and his whole life he had held on to that. In the same way here, Har Rai made a vow that he would always lift up his Jama when walking. So after Guru Hargobind said that, they had left the garden and went back to their residence where they ate dinner and then rested. The Sikhs were performing selfless service in Kirtipur, and many of them were liberated during this time in Kirtipur. This is how chapter 45 concludes. And in the next chapter, we'll hear a discussion between Guru Hargobind and one of his wives, Mata Marwahi. So that's where we'll pick up next time. But as always, we would like to thank those who are supporting the podcast through the Mangalacharan Patreon page.
शरण परेगा ते तरेगा गज गज करा जावे गुरु हरगोबिंद साहब के मन भावे ने हलो जावे सत श्री अकाल।